Today, no one is surprised that instead of the usual dogs, cats, or birds, representatives of exotic fauna, snails, spiders, reptiles, act as pets. Many people get geckos in their apartments, as these charming lizards have an accommodating character and good looks. However, there are several nuances that you should be aware of when acquiring such an extravagant pet. To make your home dragon, as the gecko is often called, feel comfortable, first of all, take care of a cozy home. To keep a reptile, it is better to choose a terrarium, square or rectangular in shape. The frame can be plastic or wooden, and the walls must be glass and transparent. The dimensions of the terrarium are at least 40 by 35 by 35 centimeters. The terrarium must be equipped with everything necessary for the pet. The bottom is certainly covered with soil. Tree bark, sphagnum moss, large sawdust, and large pebbles are suitable as soil. Do not use sand. Although geckos do not eat sand in nature, they often absorb it at home, which can cause intestinal blockage. So it's better not to risk it. It is imperative to put a drinking bowl in the terrarium. The water in it is changed daily. There should also be a separate bowl for calcium, which is necessary for the gecko to grow properly. It is also necessary to have a warm zone where the pet can soak up after dinner. To do this, you will have to buy a thermal mat or a thermal cord. For a nimble dragon, which loves to climb everywhere and play hide and seek, places to hide are needed. Pet stores have a wide range of such items: coconut houses, polymer cacti with minks, grottos, caves, and many other things for every taste. In order for the microclimate in the terrarium to be stable, it is possible to plant greenery on the territory of the pet's residence with non-thorny succulents, crassulas, haworthias, and small agaves. The gecko feeds only on protein food. Its menu consists of crickets, mealworms, and locusts. Also in the diet include green caterpillars, grasshoppers, cockroaches, moths, and flies. Exotic reptiles do not eat vegetables, fruits, and various greens. Although individual specimens do not disdain a piece of orange or banana. But you don't have to use it. Sometimes you can treat your pet with newborn mice, but you should not get carried away with such food in order to avoid digestive disorders. Since the gecko is a twilight animal, it is better to feed it in the evening. They feed an adult pet one time in 3 to 4 days, allocating a portion of 10 large insects. Do not worry that your pet will overeat. These reptiles are well aware of the needs of their body and never overeat. Pros of keeping a gecko. Reptiles do not provoke allergic reactions, which often happen when keeping dogs, birds, or cats. So allergy sufferers have nothing to fear even the closest contact with a pet. They do not need walks in the mornings and evenings. It saves time for busy people. Small size. An adult lizard has a length of 17 to 25 centimeters, including the tail, and weighs only 70 to 90 grams. The pet does not need to allocate a huge number of meters for living. Reptiles do not make noise, do not arrange races with stomping around the apartment, and do not bark at night. Accordingly, both the owner and the neighbors will sleep peacefully. There is no need to worry about the safety of furniture, wallpaper, and other items. Geckos do not scratch, peel or gnaw anything. They live long. A well-groomed house gecko can live up to 20 years. The reptiles are clean. They do not defecate throughout the terrarium, but take a fancy to a certain corner and make it a permanent toilet. It is enough to put an additional napkin in this corner to immediately facilitate the cleaning of the terrarium. Replace the napkin, no dirt, no smell. Contact, they are easy to tame. When they feel comfortable and safe, they are happy to walk on the owner's hand. Sometimes they even ask to handle themselves and can fall asleep, warming themselves in their palms. Bright appearance. Geckos come in a wide variety of colors and shades. In a well-designed terrarium, they look very aesthetically pleasing, which attracts the attention of even hardened opponents of reptiles. Doesn't need to overdose. If you are planning a vacation, or a business trip is planned, you can safely leave an adult dragon alone. The lizard can easily go without food for 16 to 17 days, but access to water must be mandatory. Geckos are popular and sought after by reptile lovers. They can be bred and provide a good additional income. In captivity, lizards breed very well. Cons of keeping a gecko. Starter pack. The cost of the gecko itself is quite high, from $50 to $150. To this should be added the cost of buying a terrarium and its equipment. It will turn out quite an impressive amount, which not everyone can spend. Feeding specifics. Reptiles eat only live insects, in extreme cases, frozen ones. Accordingly, you will have to look for a specialized pet store, since it is forbidden to feed a pet with crickets, flies, or cockroaches caught near the house. Wild, or as they are called, non-feeding insects, can carry infections that are dangerous for the domestic lizard. They love to run away, so you need to constantly check the cover of the terrarium. The pet will try to escape from there at any opportunity and go to explore the apartment. Finding it is very difficult. In addition, a small lizard can become a victim of a cat or dog, if any. Yes, and the household themselves can, through negligence, step on the baby. Weekly need for a complete cleaning of the terrarium. Remove all decorative elements from it, wash them and the terrarium itself with water and a special disinfectant, then rinse thoroughly with clean water and dry. Such activity takes a lot of time. The gecko is nocturnal. He sleeps during the day. Accordingly, you can observe the most interesting moments of his life and demeanor only in the late evening and at night. This is very frustrating for small children who cannot be explained why this beautiful lizard refuses to play with them during the day. Sometimes shows aggression, especially when invading personal space, or when they want to pick him up against his will. Might bite. The bite is not too painful, but unpleasant. Accordingly, it is again necessary to explain to children that it is impossible to disturb the reptile when they please. In general, if there are children under the age of 10 in the house, it is better to refuse to buy a home dragon. May get sick. Like any living creature, the gecko is subject to some diseases. The most common pathologies are rickets and helminthiasis, as well as fungal infections. It is difficult to find a good herpetologist to treat reptiles even in capital cities, not to mention the regions. In addition, the cost of the services of a herpetologist will result in a tidy sum. Tips and conclusions. The gecko is a cute exotic lizard with a docile nature. But she is not looking for close interaction with the owner or increased attention from him. On the contrary, she is more comfortable in her own space. As a pet, the gecko will be ideal for busy people who do not have time for long games with their pets. It can be advised to get it to people who fall under the category of owl. At night, they are usually awake, so they can observe the interesting behavior of their ward. It is not recommended to have a gecko in a family with children under 10 years old. From loud noise, screaming, and constant desire to cuddle a charming lizard, an exotic reptile can get sick. Gecko care is not difficult. If you provide a comfortable microenvironment in the terrarium from the first days, properly feed your pet dragon, and monitor its condition, then for many years, you will enjoy communicating with an affectionate and cute pet. Are you thinking about getting a gecko? Let us know what you decide in the comments below. And if you know someone who's thinking about getting a gecko, please share this with them. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, have a great day. Thanks for watching.